Okay, say
Hi.
something great.
I'm Sam, and I wear boots in the summer.
Is that shade? Are we throwing shade now? We're off to a great start here.
Are you not, like, dying inside? Because I would feel my feet melt.
I mean, we're all dying inside. I can't sit cross-legged. I wish I could.
You can't sit cross-legged.
This is, like, deeply uncomfortable for me.
How do you sit down normally?
Like this, or like this, or like this. We're doing film school talks.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Do I have to introduce myself? Like,
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I know Sam. Sam's a great creator. And we both do films.
Just get started already, you're lying.
I do YouTube and I make films, and we thought we could do something interesting together since we kind of like work in the same field, but we do different things.
Sounds about right, yeah. So Ellie and I both go to film school. We both go to film school in London, but we go to two different film schools on the other side of the city. They both teach the practice very differently. Yeah. Wait, can we give them names?
I'm gonna be pig farts.
Is that like Hogwarts but terrible?
You've never seen a Harry Potter musical, have you?
I'm gonna go to the University of... I don't know!
Boots.
See, I was gonna say Boots. The University of Boots. It's where I belong. Because I don't own another pair of shoes, Ellie, are you happy now?
Do you actually not?
Okay, I do own another pair of shoes, but
then this doesn't stand.
It's because they're also boots. The most common question I get asked is probably, should I go to film school? Should I not go to film school? Should I go to film school in London?
Yeah, I think it depends a lot on what you want to do. I don't think most of you know, but I used to go to another university. I did a film course. I dropped out after a year because I didn't like it.
I actually didn't know that.
I was like, you know what, I enjoy all the theory, but what I want to do is work in the actual industry. I took a year out, which was a very good choice for like earning money, setting myself down, deciding what I wanted to do. I now go to another university, which is a lot more practical, and like they literally send us into the industry, figuring out what we want to do, trying to make us understand how exactly it works, and in a very sort of like practical and hands-on kind of way. I figured out what every role on set was, and there were so many that I had not a clue that they even existed.
Right? I met an AD before I went to film school, and I was like, what do you do? And they told me, and I was like, I don't know what that means.
And production designers, how much are like, they're just underestimated.
Right? So my university, I looked at a lot of universities, but what sort of drew me to this one was that it balanced its theory and its practical quite nicely. I think it claims to be like 60-40. Weighted towards the practical, but it's more like 70-30. The lectures are really intense, but I usually feel as if they're informing my practical side.
We have some really good modules in terms of theory as well, but they're fewer compared to how much practical work you actually can get. The most important thing about the place where I am now is that it gave me a job, gave me work. Yes, I do direct my own films, I do write my own films, but in terms of daytime, full-time job,
you gotta pay the bills. Yeah.
Exactly, I work as a camera assistant. It doesn't matter like what you came out of uni with. They just want to know where you worked, and the more people you meet, the more they're gonna get you on set and doing work, and that's exactly how I did it.
It's a conversation that comes up quite often,
yeah.
Is that, do I need to go to film school? And the answer is kind of, I mean, in many ways it's no, you don't need to.
You start there.
Yeah, but like, because film is, you know, in many roles, is a very practical, vocational exercise. Most places just want to know that you can do the job.
I think it depends on what you want to do, yeah, because
yes,
of course, like,
yeah.
It depends as well, because if you go to a uni where people work and you want to be a director, you can get a good crew and good connection for being able to find fundings and having people that work on your film. I wouldn't have met the first people that made me start working as a camera assistant, and then even made me realize that that was a job if I hadn't gone to university. So it's a good place where to start.
What was your first year at University of Pig Farts? What was it like?
It was a very intense start, because they make us start doing 4 to 5 films in the space of like 3-4 months.
Oh yeah, it's like really intense.
Yeah,
though,
we have
it?
like a film every 2 weeks to make, and you don't have the time to actually make them extremely well, but it really does like put you into the sort of like mindset of being put into under pressure and creating things and making them professionally, because it's something that I had never done, working with a crew. You always think that you can do everything yourself, and that was something that I thought I could do.
You fall in love with the idea of being kind of like a one-man band.
Exactly, and you can do everything. Oh, yeah. Do you need an editor? I can do it.
Yeah,
a director? I can do it.
And it's so much better when you're not doing everything. My first year was almost the opposite of really intense.
Really?
I found my first year quite slow in regards to the practical. So the first thing they did at my university was they sat us down, they said, you've got to make us a 30-second film. you get, I think it's 10 cuts, and it has to be all continuous. It has to be all in real time, and the whole thing has to center around continuity. So they're trying to teach us about lines of actions and the 180-degree rule, and maintaining sort of spatial continuity. No sound, no nothing. They gave us really cheap cameras. And at first I was like, why are we doing this? I want to be out making and writing. And what I quickly realized is that everyone is coming from such different backgrounds. We had people who had worked in the industry, and we had people who had only ever made films on iPhones. And we all had every right to be there, but we all had to make sure that we were like leveling the playing field. Yeah. So towards the end of first year, and definitely in second year, things started to kind of heat up and get more intense. And we were all ready for it. Talking about roles that we didn't know existed, it's a good chance to try out roles that you probably would never get a chance to. I thought that being a first, it'll be close to being a director, so I'll probably enjoy it almost as much as being a director. And I think I was good at it, but I didn't enjoy it. That being said, I tried out being a script supervisor recently. Okay. I thought that was really fun.
What happened in first year for me was that during second term, all of the third years were working on their final major, and they needed to crew people for their films. So you go to first years, and that's why they came to us. And even though it's really scary to apply at the beginning...
Hello, can I come be on your film, please?
No, it's like, because you're so terrified of doing a bad job. Yeah. And you don't want to be that guy.
I'll hold the camera really good, I promise.
No, genuinely, like, you wouldn't understand how terrified everyone was of, like, starting to, oh my god.
I was a spark on a third year shoot, and I was so scared that I was just going to drop something and kill someone. And of course I didn't, but you're holding stuff and sort of rigging things, you're like, just do a perfect job of everything.
Yeah.
But you're allowed to make mistakes. What are the people at your film school like?
I think it depends. There is a big separation between two groups in my university, I believe. The people that work a lot in the industry and in the practical sense, so like mainly lighting and camera department that do a lot of industry work, and the people that go to uni a lot more and are more sort of like theory driven, and they're more academic in that sense. I think I have a good connection with both sides somehow, but most people don't.
Our university is so tough on, like, if you're here, you're coming here, and we want you to get jobs and stuff, but university is, like, important, basically.
I think, as I said, like, university was a very good way for me to learn so many things, and I still enjoy going to some of the lectures. They're really good.
I really enjoy my lectures, honestly. Yeah,
I'm a big fan of history in general, because, like, I think from history you can always just learn. And, for example, we had film history and criticism in the first university I used to go to. Honestly, it was incredibly interesting, even though, like, most of the films that they were screening, I was like, what am I even watching? Like, there's the German surrealism, expressionism at some point, and I was like...
Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. Okay, any tips for people who are applying to university? Applying to film school specifically?
First, get really, really informed about, like, the kind of university you want to go to and what you want to do. Maybe have a bit of research about, like, the rules on set and everything, and how to make films and what you might be more drawn to. I definitely, like, suggest everyone not to worry too much about comparing yourself to other people, because there are always going to be...
That was a big thing for me, actually, in first year. One of the most intense things was actually trying to learn to work with other people who were so different from how I worked.
Yeah.
And I don't even mean like they were hard to work with. Like, in many ways, they were just better than me. And I had to sort of figure that out.
Since there are so many people and it's such a competitive industry, it's so easy to, like, just compare yourself to what they do and, like, feel bad about what you do and how you do it, or maybe feel too good about it. And it's like, just don't compare yourself to other people, but work hard, because it is a very, very tough industry. And even though everyone's like, oh, but it's a creative university, what do you think you're studying? It's actually really tough.
Also, every film school is going to be different, and it's finding one that works for you. I actually applied to University of Pig Farts.
Did you?
Yes, they didn't even give me an interview. They just, like, outright denied me.
Seriously?
I got shade to throw. No, yeah, no, they didn't even let me, like, I didn't even get, like, a shot at it. And I ended up at the University of Boots. And not even in, like, oh, I guess I'm going to go here. They were, like, neck and neck, and I was like, well, I'm definitely here for this one.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad I go there now. Not because I think it's better, but because I think its teaching style is more tailored to me as a creative person.
Yeah.
So ultimately, sort of closing thoughts. Happy you went to film school, or are going to film school.
Yeah, I think, ultimately, just do what you feel like you should be doing, but just make sure that you choose a university that's good for you, that specialises in what you're interested in. It's a good way of getting a degree in something that you like and trying to get into an industry that might be tough to get into. But
because it's also university as well. It's like, it's for studying films, but you're also taking your first steps into kind of adulthood.
Yeah.
And if you don't necessarily want that to be in a big city, I mean, that's okay, I think.
Yeah, you have the time to learn. not with people that are like looking to you because you're actually working.
Yeah.
You're learning.
Yeah,
which
you
is
get
different.
to mess up and take risks. That was my big thing. When you're making student films, don't be afraid to just get kind of weird with it. Like, don't doom your entire crew because you wanted to make something too out there, but don't be afraid to, you know, get a little bit creative. And the times where I've played it safe, I wish that I had pushed it a little bit further. But yeah, it's good. It's a good time.
Yeah, I think we covered a lot of interesting points.
I'm gonna have just the hardest time editing this.
Yes, you are. I was thinking about it.
Yeah. Do you want to close out?
Thanks for watching.
Thank you for coming on.
No worries.
So I haven't done this in a long time. I'm rusty.
I know, tell me about it. I'm just like, I'm too busy. I'm like, I'm just gonna make a video by myself. Yeah, and you can come on my channel and see him on my channel.
Yes, I don't know what we're making a video about yet, and I'm nervous.
You should like.
I'm nervous.
You'll see. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be completely different, but
there you go.
if you fancy seeing it.
I'll see you guys next time.